we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. My name is Sophia Mitropoulos. I'm an artist. I make things. I use art materials and other various. Yeah, that's it. Anyway. Today, I'm very excited because I am breaking out some materials that I have had for a while but have not really used as much as I can / should have. So, let me show you. We're doing some block printing. This is a block print that I carved a while ago and never printed, and also it looks like it needs some revision. This is one from also a long time ago. And then when I did those, I had a really good time. I only had one piece of Speedy-Carve, so I bought some more on Amazon, which is not Speedball brand, so it's off brand, and hopefully it works. And then I have a brayer and some ink, which I have not used. I've done linocutting before. I took a whole printmaking class in college, which I loved, and wish I still had access to a press and that kind of printing process, but I don't, so this is what we're gonna do. Still have some tools I purchased in college as a part of a required set that we had to get when I took that printmaking class, but I also have these, which I inherited from my grandfather when he passed. I don't have a glass table. I am working at my very small desk. My desk is inside a closet, so we're working with pretty small space, but we're gonna make it happen. So I'm gonna use this palette for my ink. I've done block printing with a stamp, and I've done linocutting with a brayer, but I've never done block printing with a brayer. I'm thinking today we're gonna do some plant life, some leaves, some mushrooms, flowers, you know, things that are plants. Let's just get started. So here I basically was just taking the Tombow marker to color in what I had already drawn. I saw this recommended on a different YouTube video, but I'm going to start off by saying I did not like using the Tombow marker because I got so dirty in this process. Then I pulled out a new piece of Easycarve and I drew a little mushroom and that girl, and I started the baseline cutting for both of those. I also did not realize during this whole process that it was out of focus, so I sincerely apologize for the blurriness. It does get better for a moment, and then it gets worse, but then it gets better again, so look forward to that. Let's just cut to that part, actually. Alright, so at this point, I went and got an alcohol wipe and was cleaning it up, and was cutting out each individual stamp. And then I went back in and finished doing the carving for the mushroom and the girl. At this point, I wasn't completely sure if what I was doing was going to be deep enough, because when I did lino cutting, it had to be a lot deeper, and these I was doing pretty shallow cuts, so I was worried that it wasn't going to show up. But spoiler alert, it ultimately worked out, so shallow cuts are a-okay as long as you don't over ink it. So then I went and cut out this little leaf thing. I was a little concerned I wouldn't be able to get those details, and I was trying to find the right balance between the X-Acto knife and the lino cutter. I think the X-Acto knife is a good way to pre-cut your clean lines before going in with the lino cutter and cutting the deeper lines. Then I pulled out all my inks, cleaned up my space, and got to work. I figured since I had so many plants, I was gonna start by mixing a green, which I didn't love this shade of green, but this was just my experimental page to see how everything shows up. added a little more blue in there. A lot of the black from my Tombow markers was coming up on the prints as well, so I had to be mindful of that when I ran those first prints. And then I tried to make a pattern, which I didn't really succeed at the pattern because I started offset. But once I made that light green, I was really happy. Then I wanted to mix a pink for the mushroom, but then I added a little too much red and it turned red. And suddenly I had kind of a Christmassy feel. But I still had one final stamp that I hadn't yet inked, and that was the girl. So I wanted to make a cute little face with the girl and have some leaves around it, and that would be my final piece from this set of stamps. Did I make a lot of stamps just to ultimately make a pretty small piece? Yes, but I also was experimenting, and I think these are the kind of stamps that I'll come back in and use again in the future. So that's it for this video. I just finished cleaning my stamps and my brayer, so everything is nice and clean now. I'm really happy with how the print came out, and I really like the ink because it is water soluble, so it was really easy to wash up. It just came right off the brayer with water. It came right off everything. It was really kind of a pleasure to work with. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Sophia Mitropoulos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!